I
Well,
like it.
we are live anyway
then.
now. I mean, I think
Come on.
Malta's
Up you
going
go.
to be on his
There's
way
Stuart
soon.
and
And of
Dawn
course,
and
what a way to
Baz
start off the
and Scott.
new with the bounty hunter there. Good old bounty. Brought us a bit of luck again on Sunday.
He certainly did, mate. He certainly did. Along with Mr.
On
Blubby.
his
There's
way
Stuart.
soon. So then, the first show of Mackems versus Geordies. No doubt it'll be Geordies versus Mackems on the flip side next Monday. So first of all, hello to the Newcastle a lot. How are you doing?
Very good.
Aye, Canny. So we might as well start off with the our guests, shall we say? Yes, I'm saying calling you guests. We'll ask. We'll go with Baz Fuston. Were you happy? Were you 2-0 win? Did you look convincing?
Very happy. Not massively convincing, but we had the lion's share of the game, lion's share of the chances, a bit like against Burnley. But there was periods where, Palace looked dangerous. But other than that, I thought especially in the second half when we made the changes, that kind of changed the game in our favour. I think we've had more time to recuperate. Palace I think they had 2 less days than us, and I think it showed in the second half, especially. There were a lot of injuries. We've got players coming back now, so it's very exciting, and I think we fully deserved the win. Could have put the icing on the cake and made it 3-0, would have been nice, but I'm not sniffing at 3-1, 2-0 the last 2 games. Leeds on Wednesday night, let's make it 3-4-0 there, and we're flying back up that league, and that gap we'll be laughing at you guys finally, even though I will not mention it because I'm not one of those kind of people. I'm just going to be happy that we're challenging for that top 5 spot now.
The thing is, it's like for a brief second you were above us, weren't you, in the league?
Yeah, it's nice when that. But again, I mean, there's obviously there's an account on Twitter who's been hammering it since day one. And I'm just like, please, if we go above them, don't give him any crap, because then that just gives him more fire to fire back at us, sort of thing. It's just like, make them irrelevant and make us relevant just by being normal. This is just normal business in the Premier League for Newcastle United. We're used to being near the top of the table.
Don, did you see the game, or were you at the game? What did you think?
No, yes, I watched the game. I mean, first off, they didn't actually have a shot on target in the whole of the first half. And, Palace are a reasonable team, albeit, they're on the down. They're on a bit of a downward spiral at the minute. A lot of, they need more players, to be fair. And January is always going to be the point where the season really kicks in. As fatigue starts to settle in, you get more players injured. And we're on the flip side that we're starting to get players back. So, as Baz said, the second half, you see who we bring on from the bench. And, it must have been one of them things where you just look as a Crystal Palace manager and gone, you're kidding, aren't you?
Yeah.
And when they came on, they made an immediate impact. I thought Wissa looked really sharp yesterday. Wish he'd just been a couple of inches less on that offside for the first one. That'd been nice. Joe Linton starting to look sharp again. Biggest disappointment for me yesterday was Gordon. I thought his passing was pretty poor, and his movement, he looked tired. I think he could do with a rest and let Barnes start in the next game.
See, I thought Gordon was all right. He could have had a goal, should have had a goal, should have had an assist in the first 30 seconds. Was it the first couple of minutes when he put it on a play for Wissa? Because I put on Twitter and got a bit of a hammering after the game, because people aren't very good at making their opinion when you have your opinion. I thought leaving Murphy on and taking Gordon off was the wrong decision. I would have thought move Gordon over to the right, take Murphy off, because Murphy was having a stinker.
If you look at the stats on Gordon, it was probably one of the games where he did the least amount of running. If you look at his example, Miley was at 10.5K, and Gordon was only at 7.
Right.
Which for him I was just like, "Are you tired, son?"
But before he got taken off, he put in that lung busting challenge, which he got a yellow card for, which was never a yellow card.
Which wasn't a yellow
card.
Brilliant
tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you're taking him off after he's just done that. I mean, for me, there was still, like, he was saving something in the tank for the last 25 minutes, potentially.
I think he's got his eye on the next few games, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because if you look at our run to the 31st, it's not nice.
No,
we've got some horrendous games coming up. I mean, I looked at the 4 games in January, or the last 4 games. So the Burnley game up to the Wolves game, and I looked and said we should be taking 12 points off them.
Yeah.
So this is the chance for our run, and just as we're getting our players back, Tino's back, Sven Botman was on the bench as well.
It was great.
So potentially he's coming back as well. So I think there's loads and loads of potential there. But in the middle of that, we've got Bournemouth in the Cup and City in the Carabao Cup. And then we finish the January off with Liverpool away.
Yeah.
So this could be a right mixed bag.
Good time to play Liverpool, though, in a way, I think.
Absolutely.
What did you reckon, Scott?
I mean, I thought Gordon did all right. I thought all the lads put a shift in, to be fair. The only thing that I pointed out last night is I think Joe Linton got caught with that offside trap. He just needs to look down the line a little bit better for me. But I think his touch was unreal, and the goal was it was a good goal. Do you know what I mean? No, I mean, yeah, we did well. That gap's slowly closing. Hopefully going to take his over on Wednesday when we play. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing about that Joe Linton one, which was so disappointing. It was offside. It was a carbon copy of the Spurs goal. Shaw playing it over the top on the back, him making that run. His touch was impeccable and the finish was brilliant. That would have been better than the Spurs goal had he been onside.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being harsh on Gordon. To be honest, there was only one player that really outshined everyone on the pitch yesterday, and that was young Miley.
Oh, Miley was definitely
outstanding.
He was unbelievable.
I heard
everything he did, not a single pass wrong. Didn't make a single failed pass. 100% pass rate.
Unbelievable. And he got the assist.
I was going to say a lot of people in the chat. Is Stapleton.
Leslie,
how are you doing? He says he's not the one who looks like Kevin Campbell. That's all I know. Hello to Gary. Is it a she?
Yes, Leslie's a she.
Leslie.
Yes, Les is his nickname.
I thought it was an I as well.
I know. Everyone does.
Yeah, it's the way. Anyway, Gary, how are you doing? He says Murphy wasn't good and has probably done his hamstring. Steve Taylor says, good evening, guys. This is for our MAG friends. He says, were you impressed with Palace? They are our next home game on the 17th of January. Were you a lot impressed with Palace? They have dropped a bit in form, aren't they?
Who wants to go first?
Are you with Is it at Sunderland?
Yeah.
You'll have them.
You should have them, yeah.
Yeah.
Too many games, too many injuries. The one thing you've got to do is be careful of their midfield because they've got some quality players in there who can play football. Adam Wharton he's a generational talent. He'll be off to Real Madrid or wherever. But if you stop him from playing and don't give him any time on the ball, you've got the beating of them.
Johnson's another dangerous one as well.
Yeah.
He was really sharp yesterday.
He was. He needs probably maybe 2-3 more games to get into his stride because it's a new team, new way of playing. They've got to get used to him as well. But he was dangerous. He made some good runs. If he got in down the right-hand channel once, didn't he? And Paul pulled off a comfortable save, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Mateta looked dangerous as he does. But to be honest with you, if you've got aspirations of finishing in the top 10, Palace are the teams you've got to put away at home.
Mm-hmm.
David Walker says, when Neil will be on the way back after tonight, they are 3-0. Does that mean they're on the wrong end of a 3-0 and Renil will be coming home?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, now, on to, obviously, Rob. Sunderland against Spurs. It was
they were asleep in the first half.
Dire first half performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were asleep. They looked tired. I don't know what they had at half time, but I'd like some. It certainly perked them up a bit. And we took the game to Spurs in the second half and we were unlucky to only get the one goal. I mean, Lefea's header right down at the base of the post was an absolute cork with the goalie was baiting hands down by it anyway. He was miles away from it. Mr. Blobby's goal, Jesus Christ.
That was a great strike.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, was he wearing a pink T-shirt with yellow spots under that blue top? That's what I want to know. And what I should say is just welcome to the visitors.
Well,
Better get that one in.
Absolutely. We've got a bit of cheeky banter on the go. They've already said it'll not be long till they're overtaking us, but we'll see. But he's a big unit, isn't he, though, Blobby, though, Rob? He's like...
he's an absolute monster.
He just needs to...
He reminds me a lot of, and I can't remember the guy's name, used to play in the lower leagues, but he was built like a brick shit house.
Femi or whatever.
That's him. That's him. He was just like a brick wall, wasn't he? And Blobby's not much smaller than him, and he defenders just bounce off him.
Just needs to a bit more composure in front of goal, but mind you, he took that well. It was very similar to sort of like a Mayenda style, wasn't it? A quick one touch just to settle the ball down and then an instant strike. With his second
very
touch.
Reminiscent of Ballard's goal against Arsenal.
Yeah, 1-2, bang. And you've got to be that quick in the Premier League because you didn't have much time on the ball at all. That's what you've got to do.
Do you know who he reminds me of a little bit? Obafemi Martins.
Obafemi Martins.
Yeah.
So Obafemi Martins will score a goal from nowhere, but then you put him through one-on-one with the goalkeeper and he's got to think about it. No thanks. He is someone who was like a reactional striker. Bang. You know, he knew what he was doing when he took that goal and smashed it in the top corner because he didn't have to think about it. He just knew what he had to do. But you put him in a situation where he's got to think about it, it just doesn't work. It goes a bit like to jelly. He hasn't got I don't think he's got and I know it's a horrible thing to say in a way, but the football intelligence to be someone like a Peter Beardsley potentially in those kind of areas. But you just say, lad, instinctive striker ball. He's got a hell of a hit on him.
Yeah. There's different types of strikers, isn't there? There's that striker what you've mentioned, and you've got that striker that's a typical goal poacher, loads of tap into Lineker type of a striker. That's like he's just there at the right place at the right time, like a Calvert-Lewin sort of a player. That's just he's there in and around the box just to poke at home. You've got the striker
what you're talking about there is the difference between an instinctive striker and a one who plans it.
Yeah.
You know, the Linekers of this world, the Shearers of this world.
Yeah.
Where they plan what they're going to do. Whereas what was clear yesterday is as soon as the ball, he knew where he was going and the ball just rocked it and he just smacked it. It was a brilliant finish. But as I said earlier, I said to CABBIE, Lafay's, you know, to cushion that volley so perfectly when the ball was hit him at quite a pace, that was fantastic. So it was just a well-made goal.
He's done that all season, Rob, hasn't he, Enzo Lafay, with his touch. I mean, he can go play anonymous for quite a while, but his touch on the ball is immense, like without doubt. And Xhaka, I thought, was another solid player. And you sort of know when you've got Xhaka in that squad, aren't you? It's like you're sort of like you're going to be all right. No, I mean with Xhaka, he got everybody in a huddle at half time. Well, just before half time was going to start at the Spurs Stadium, and he had that look on his face to say, "Right, we're gonna get at them, you like." But
he's been the signer in the summer, hasn't he?
100%.
100%. Aye.
I'll tell you who else is really, really impressing me in the Sunderland squad at the moment is Mukiele. He is superb. Doesn't matter where he plays, whether he plays right back or centre back. He's just a complete
man. You were after him,
footballer. Yeah. Well, they haven't got a manager now, so they can't have him. But then again, neither have Celtic. So
it sounds stupid, but why would he go from Sunderland to Man United? Like Man United's a circus. Sunderland's on the up, really. Do you know what I mean?
And he came to us from PSG, which arguably is a bigger team than Man United in terms of revenue. So
it's a strange one. I mean, you'll have players in your squad that literally just, if they're not on the ball much, they're just covering every single blade of grass for your Newcastle side. They're here, there, and everywhere. He's
normally that man.
Do you know what I mean? And and he didn't do that against Sunderland apparently at the Stadium of Light. And that's everybody kept saying he had a bug or something. He wasn't quite right.
Yeah, it's one of the guys in our chat says he reckons he's lost too much weight recently. He's had something that's put him out of place, and he seems to have lost a bit of his mass. I don't know if that's true or not, but it could be a reason why.
Yeah, he had flu though, didn't he? Half the team had flu, and that can knock you for months.
Can you?
Yeah.
I tell you, you can understand. Well, at full time at the Tottenham Stadium, you could definitely tell who were the happier of the two sets of fans at full time, because there was a massive chorus of boos around the stadium. But apart from that, a lot of the Sunderland fans were coming back, were saying like they couldn't believe what a beautiful stadium it is, absolute massive, but worse atmosphere than Old Trafford. There was just nothing. Even when Spurs scored, it was more like, yeah, good goal.
That's weird, because I've just spoke to a mate who lives in the Isle of Wight, and he went to a Spurs-Chelsea game.
Mm-hmm.
He said the fans were brilliant in the concourse, but as soon as they went into the stadium, quiet.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Malta was saying, he says you can sort of sense the sort of tension at Spurs, where there's like this it's not a happy camp, and I'm surprised that they're not doing well for Thomas Frank, because I do rate him as a good manager. Whether or not Spurs was just a step too far, because I mean Potter did the same when he left Brighton for Chelsea, didn't he? He sort of like he was doing great, a nice little settled patch he was going through with Brighton, then he went to Chelsea, and it just didn't work out. But I was surprised. Or were you surprised, Rob, how bad Spurs were? Because I mean, we didn't turn up, did we? First half
we were asleep. We looked tired. We looked knackered, but that's perhaps understandable given the effort that they put in against Man City on Thursday night.
But Spurs were still poor though, Rob, weren't they? They didn't offer very little.
Spurs offered nothing in the second half. They were the ones that were asleep in the second half. And they didn't do that much in the first half, to be honest. And the goal was very scrappy. So, yeah.
You always knew we were in a chance, weren't we? When we went it down, it was only 1-0. You sort of thought, like, well, we usually turn on the second half, and they didn't capitalise on our poor show up in the first half. We always knew that we were in for a chance, and we could have won it, to be quite honest with you. They were really poor. We've got a question on the channel, on the chat. Paul Bowman says, who's on the transfer shortlist for Toon and Sunderland this Jan? Baz, do you know who's on the transfer list for you lot then?
Inwards or outwards?
Both.
Both. Outwards, we've heard rumours of Willock potentially to Palace. Wouldn't be against it, to be honest with you.
I think they'll buy him now, though, if you're thinking after watch this finishing.
Yeah, or maybe he missed it on purpose. Because you don't miss from there. To be honest, I've got no idea about incomings now. I think it's been kept under wraps, which is a nice thing. Potentially a left-back cover. But with Trippier coming back and Tino coming back, we might not need that cover anymore at left-back, because we have that within our squad depth. Especially with Miley being able to play at right back now. It actually allows us to move Tino across to left back, and Trippier can move to left back as well. He's played there for England. So
what's been up with Trippier, Baz?
Hamstring, I think it was.
Oh, hamstring, nasty injury that. Like.
Yeah. He's been out for a little while. So yeah, we're open for business, is what the board have said, but only if it's the right business. Now, there is rumours of Strand Larsen again as a third striker for us. We'll get much cheaper than what we were quoted in the summer because of how bad Wolves are. And obviously, the one who just offered him a big contract and he signed it. So that's an interesting one. Personally, probably wouldn't take him. But if he's going to come as a third striker, it's probably not too bad. It's better than Asula, who probably on his way out. So yeah, it's a difficult one. Normally I have loads of names, but this winter, everything's been very quiet and there's not a lot of information being passed around or getting out. So I just hope we've got our scouts in the right places and they find a few hidden gems. Keir Smith would be a great one, but everyone's after him.
Colin Mayer just says, how you doing, Colin? Good to see you, mate. He says, lads, he says, how's Walter Mackem doing? Did he have a good game?
He was on the bench.
He was on the bench, was he?
Yes, he came on, did all right. We're not going to see Voltameder and Wissa together unless we have a third striker, because you can't risk the two of them at the same time, because then if one of them goes down, you've got nobody else on the bench to come on and help with the workload. Wissa looks more dangerous because he makes those runs in behind defenders, where Voltemada likes to come deep and be that number 10 really, rather than a number 9. So we've got to manage the workloads of both strikers, because like Don said, we've got so many games coming up. It's difficult to manage the minutes and just play one of them all the time, or play them both at the same time. It's just not going to happen.
And Stable6639 says, shocking abuse received by Willock. Glad club have come out strong. Meta needs to stand up and be counted. I mean, I don't know what's happened there. What does anybody want to shed a bit of daylight with that?
So on Instagram, someone has been DMing Willock saying, where you've got a bullet coming your way, I will find you.
Really?
It's a good job you haven't got any kids. It's a good job you haven't got a wife, because they would be next. Absolutely shocking. Just the person who is it, he's a racist, whatever it is. It's obviously account with no picture. It's, it's just somebody who's probably had a bet on Newcastle winning 3-0, probably could have won himself a lot of money, and he's took it out on Willock because he missed that chance or something like that. Yeah. So there's no place for it at all.
Totally agree.
And it's right about like the Meta and this and that and the other. They seem to be like blocking the wrong things, and it's like they're letting things go through which shouldn't, and it's ridiculous. It's been like that for a long time.
To be fair, though, once you had that change of administration in the US, all of the social media companies basically got rid of their fact checkers and moderators, and they've basically gone to AI, which doesn't pick everything up. No, and that's what the problem is. It's under the previous administrations, they were held to account and they could be seriously fined if they got it wrong, whereas that's no threat anymore. Yeah. So this is why you get this behaviour.
Yeah.
Going back to Bas's point, though, there is a part of me that really wants to see Wolfenbart and Wissa playing together.
110%.
I want to see. Do you know what it reminds me of? Shearer and Bellamy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Wolfenbart, and actually there was a really good example of it with Haaland in the Man City match, where he heads the ball on, player runs onto it, and it should have been a goal, but they didn't put it away. But no, I think Wolfenbart heading the ball onto Wissa would be fantastic.
Yeah, we all want to see 4-2-3-1, but we're not going to see it until we get the squad depth. And also Eddie Howe gets a chance to work on that formation with the players on the training ground. That hasn't been done, because he wanted all the players in, and early in the summer he could work on adapting the team and moving it forward, and he hasn't had a chance to do that. And sounds like I'm making excuses up, but that's the way he is. He's very anal with how he does things, and getting the player in last day of the window hasn't helped. So we all want to see it, but I just think we'll have to wait till next year before we do.
Did you notice the change in the game, though? When they went 2-0 up, they didn't back off this time.
Yes.
I watched it. I was like, oh my God, Eddie Howe's finally got them to do it. And I didn't feel, it was the first time I haven't felt nervous with a 2-0 lead for a while.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, loads of people are giving Lee Ryder credit for that. It's amazing how he asked that question and then suddenly we don't say. But I mean, there was a little bit of spell of pressure from Palace when we scored the first. But once we got past that and then we scored the second, it was like, I think they just knew they were beat. And,
they started moving forward, which then started opening up. And they knew that if they stepped too far forward, they were going to definitely get caught.
Yeah, stretch the game. Bruno got a lot more room and he was able to orchestrate what he does. You could tell they were holding out for a draw, maybe a snatch on the break. But as soon as we scored first, it made a huge difference, didn't it?
Yeah, some of the questions are coming in thick and fast. Hello, Pixel Rich.
That's what we're here for, isn't it?
He says, all clubs will use the January window always. Best they keep it under wraps, in my opinion. Gary says, to lose 19-year-old, although I think he's just got injured. Les Stibble says, no excuses, facts, but Mackems have done well to interrogate all their signings, to be fair. And we have to give them credit, don't we, Rob? Because I mean, we did go through periods where we were slagging off Speakman and all that, and it's like, oh, what is he bringing in? But I mean, to get like such a new group of players together and have them amalgamate so well, it takes some doing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, last season we were slagging Speakman off left, right, and centre because they weren't signing anybody, and those that were signing were iffy, shall we say? But credit to the board and to Speakman for the players they brought in, and credit to Regis Labrie for integrating those players into a working unit in a relatively short space of time. Some teams take 6-7 months to bed in.
Yeah.
He got them bedded in within 2 or 3 weeks. And I mean, I don't know if you saw my comment earlier on there, Cabbie, about rumour that we've put a bid in of £70 million for Fermin Lopez from Barcelona.
I've seen that, and his get out clause though, it's going to be millions, and I don't think we're going to play that. That's the only snag with that. Hello, Kingfisher, mate.
I wouldn't worry about with release clauses in Spain because every single player has one.
Yeah,
Every single player in Spain has one, and it's normally astronomical.
150, 200 million quid.
Yeah.
But the club will accept whatever,
whatever
if they get
they
a good
feels
offer
right,
from them,
don't they?
they'll take it. So, but yeah, just a little bit stunning for me that Sunderland are in the market for players in the £70 million bracket.
That's nuts, isn't
and
it?
he is a good player.
Catch up with you eventually with FFP or SCR as they call it now.
Yeah, but we don't pay them the wages though. That's
a good point. The thing is, though, if you want to get those type of players, you've got to pay the wages.
Yeah,
you do.
If you look at your squad, though, there's no one in the Sunderland squad that I watch when and I've watched a lot of Sunderland games this season. There's no one in that squad where I look and going, oh, he's not Premier League material.
I know.
You're just looking at getting your bench now, really, I would say.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, you look, most of the players we signed in the summer were in the Champions League or the Europe Conference League or one of the European competitions last season. They've all come from top leagues in other Europe, largely other European countries. Ronaldo Mandava was an absolutely brilliant left back until he got injured, and he's still a brilliant left back. He's coming back from his injury. He just lost that little bit of speed that he had. We've been missing our bloody record signing for best part of 12 weeks. So, he's got to come back following AFCON. And as Las Palmas Mackems just said, our bench are currently playing in AFCON. So
this is the one thing that wound me up on Twitter. It was like, oh, the Mags are going to go ahead of the Sunderland reserves. Just to say, hold on a minute. The Sunderland reserves haven't been playing all season. It's only since AFCON started. You've got all your points when you had all your players, and fair play to you. But let's not downgrade what's happening at the moment. It's like, cheeky.
The thing is, even I think a lot of Sunderland fans thought we would struggle to pick up more than a couple of points in December.
We did.
and the fact that there was only one team beat us in December, and they were Man City. And the rest, I know we've drawn a lot of games, but we had a good December. Your December's coming up in the next 4 to 5 weeks, because you've got all the tough games.
Yeah.
The thing
well,
is,
I had a chat with Stu, and I asked him about the game yesterday and what you actually thought the result would be, because I had a Mackem friend having a go at me because I was like, I put you down for a draw. And he's like, oh no, Sunderland, we're going to win, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I was just like, come on, mate, you're playing Spurs away. You've got a lot of players missing, you've got a lot of injuries. A draw to Spurs is actually a very good result. And Stu, I said 1-1, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah. And to be fair, Stu thought it would be a draw. I thought we might have shaded it by 1 goal, but I wasn't prepared to put a final score on it.
Yeah, that's what I said to him. I said, like, if you're going to win it, you've got to keep a clean sheet, because you're not going to score 2 or 3. You'll get 1, and if you don't keep a clean sheet, you're going to get a point.
And there was a few Sunderland fans were complaining, saying like, well, we've drawn 4 on the bounce now, and it's like, well, just slow down a second here. You're complaining that you've drawn 4 on the bounce. One of them against Man City with our reserve squad, 1-1 at Spurs. Do you know what I'm saying? 1-1 at home against Leeds United, who are really, really doing well at the minute. I mean, they drew against Man U, drew against Liverpool. They're no mugs, and we drew 0-0 down in Brighton, which that was the most
That's a cracking
disappointing
result. It's a cracking result, Brighton away.
You know, so I didn't complain about that. I'm going to get back to any ins and outs of the signings and stuff. You're not probably not heard of him, but Luke O'Nien. Rob, it looks like he could be away in January.
Yeah, Mr. Sunderland. Not the most skillful of players, but blades red and white with a little bit of black. Very much 100% Sunderland. But his time on the pitch has been exceedingly limited. More so the fact that he came on and he got sent off within about 10 minutes. Doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
But
less than that, wouldn't it?
you know, he's a bit of a clogger. Is probably the best description. Not really Premier League material, perhaps.
No.
Borough, do you think?
He might, I wouldn't rule out going down to the Borough.
There's rumours there's Coventry, Birmingham and West Brom are after him, aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, I saw your post earlier on about Coventry being after him, and I think he'd be a good addition to a championship team, and a really good addition to a League One team. But he's the sort of guy who would be quite happy just sweeping the dressing rooms up because he's still associated with Sunderland. I don't think it bothers him that much that he's not getting on the pitch, but it's not going to do his career any good if that's all he's doing is sitting on the bench, keeping the space warm on the bench for somebody else. You know, realistically, he needs to be looking to move somewhere else to get a bit more in the way of football played.
He's not got many years left in him, Rob. But as I say,
he's not.
To get some more football under his belt and whatever. I mean, maybe the championship wouldn't do him any harm, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did come back to Sunderland in some sort of a role. Because I mean, even when he's on the touchlines, he's S-housery against Man City. He was constantly winding the Man City players up because the ball was out for a throw to Man City, went there and O'Nien picked it up and he sort of threw it away from one of their players, delaying it, which really upset Donnarumma. And at full time, Donnarumma squared up to Luke O'Nien, which is quite funny because Donnarumma's about like 7 foot taller than Luke O'Nien, and then Xhaka stepped in. It was like, so he's still there, isn't he? He's still there on the touchline, winding them up.
Days. I miss us doing that. You know, we used to have the cells who did it. You know, I miss those days of the shithousery. We don't seem to do it as much as what we used to.
Hello, Carl Winfield.
I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for a bit of shithousery, mate.
We need to get back to it, Baz.
We do.
David Knight, hello. He says, evening, all you handsome devils. Hope you are better than me, staying healthy. David Knight says, sorry, I can't remember the woolly mammoth's name. It's Bounty, the Bounty.
Yeah, Bounty, the beast.
So, was there how many players would you say is in the Newcastle squad at the minute? We could say that it's like a Luke O'Nien, bleeds black and white. Wouldn't be bothered if he was told to empty the trash cans and just loves being there at the club.
We had one, but he went to Leeds.
Yeah.
Longstaff.
Yeah.
But he did the right thing by leaving because we got a fee for him, which is what he wanted. He wanted the club to profit from him. So I guess the other player now, you probably look at Dan Burn, Miley, them two.
Anderson as well, wasn't it?
Anderson, yeah. Obviously, he never wanted to leave, but had to. And now look what he's doing.
Yeah.
But you talk about current players right now. You look at Dan Burn and Lewis Miley, them two are the Lewis Hall. I mean, but he's a quality player. He wouldn't be sweeping the dressing rooms. But
is Lewis Miley born and bred Newcastle?
Yeah, Stanley.
Yeah. Because I'm sure I don't know if he's a place for you. Like you've got a player or had a player that's from our neck of the woods. He actually lives near Warwick Bridge, or used to live at Warwick Bridge, which is literally the village I live in. Right. Young lad that was a really, really good player. Youngish lad, played for you last season. I don't know if he's still at your club. I don't know what his name was. But I'm thinking, like, is it that Miley lad? But no, it can't be if he's born and bred Newcastle. So
yeah, he was born in Stanley. Miley's got is it 2 brothers or 3 brothers, Don?
2 in it. 2,
because one of them plays for Hartlepool now, doesn't he?
That's unlucky.
And then the other one's actually I'm sure he's in the Sunderland Academy.
Yeah, there is a Miley in the academy.
Yeah, because your academy's better than
Right.
ours, basically. So yeah,
Oh,
and he's apparently a very good player as well. The very young Miley that you've got.
Or 9 wrote the
So-
book on shithousery, he says Palmer's Mackems.
So you enjoy young Miley until he decides to sign his professional contract with ourselves if he's good enough.
Yeah, well, how old is he?
So,
The younger Miley, I think he's 15 or 16.
yeah.
Hmm.
Or
Yeah,
maybe a little bit younger.
I've seen the name mentioned in academy broadcasts and things like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
Lewis
Yeah,
Miley
but if he
surprised
comes-
us all.
if he comes back to Newcastle, he'll just be as good as the Ginger Traitor, won't he?
Oh, cold.
God. Callback, yeah. We thought we were getting a great player.
Say we lulled you into a false sense
You
of
did.
security, Baz.
You did.
He did all right. He did all right.
He
for
did
us, to
all
be
right,
fair.
but he did all right for you guys. He scored against us and one of the 3-0 defeats. But yeah, but then you got your own back on him when he played for us, and I think you hammered us 3-0 that day as well.
We did.
Right, you know they said we're gonna be doing a quiz, but this is like a sort of a little warm up. So if anybody on the chat, if you can refrain from giving the answer if you know, and you're not allowed to use Googly either. And
I can't even see the chat, so you're the only one who can see it, I think.
Oh, I'll be reading it out to you. But like,
Right, go on.
I trust you for not doing the Googlies here.
Sorry, I'm just turning Siri on.
Yeah, right, okay. Right. Just let us know when he's got it on full volume, yeah? Right, so during the 1950s, Newcastle won the FA Cup 3 times in 5 years. Which 3 teams did they beat?
Oh, Jesus.
No googly mind, no. I can
Come
see
on,
you
Don.
watching there,
Don,
man,
help.
Scott. I mean, put you into
is
the
your-
now.
I wasn't even
This
born
is
then,
your
man.
neck of the woods, isn't it?
Anybody in the
then,
chat, don't spoil it.
Was
So the
Man City one of
1950s,
them?
Newcastle
Man City.
won the FA Cup 3 times in 5 years, beaten
I
which
want to
3
say
teams?
Ipswich was one of them.
I didn't realize we were going like way back.
Any question, you can ask. Do the same to us on your bit.
Don't worry, I will now.
Well, you've got one team, right? You've got Manchester City, so you've got 2 to
Yeah,
get.
Manchester City definitely rings a bell.
Notts Forest.
It's a good shout, but I think that's too early.
I think it was in the days where there was a lot more like, it wasn't the Premier League status where it was, the top 20 clubs win it all the time. So it's like a Luton Town or a Millwall or something like that.
Did we not beat you lot in the final?
Yeah.
Is that my wishful thinking?
Do you think you would have asked the question if we did?
Yeah, probably.
Are you giving
Liverpool, one of them? Liverpool?
No.
No, that was late. Kevin Keegan was the one when we got beat 2-0, wasn't it?
Again for me, that is like.
Are you giving up on the other 2?
No, not yet.
Was one of them QPR?
One of them was Man City, yet you've said. QPR's not in there.
Damn it. Would we be kicking ourselves for not getting this? Everton.
Nope.
Damn it.
Sheffield
You know the
United.
answer.
And the chat's being good as well by not saying anything. Well done, chat.
They probably don't know the answer, that's why. Oh, God.
Do you want a clue, guys?
West Brom.
It's a coastal town.
Coastal town.
That's too easy of a clue, that, Rob.
Yeah, it's a big clue. It's a big clue.
Let's face it, we've only got 1,500 miles of coastline.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want another clue to make it really easy?
Go on.
It's got a nice big tower with a ball.
Blackpool.
Yay!
Yep.
Jeez,
1952,
they actually
I
got
think
to a
that
final.
was.
They actually got to a final.
It was different then. It was all about like You know, having a sporting team with 20,000 fans rocking up meant you were at the top of the league. You know,
Yeah,
wasn't billions of pounds in football then.
Well, he's
Yeah,
doing
that was
superbly well.
1951. That was Blackpool beat them 2-0.
You've only got one club to
55
find.
was City.
Just the one club left.
Preston.
Yep. No.
Good guess, but no.
I think you've got to play them in the next few weeks, to be honest.
Bournemouth.
Can't be Bournemouth.
Next 2 weeks we've got Wolves, Bournemouth, Liverpool, City,
We said Liverpool, so we can't be there.
and Leeds.
Oh no,
Leeds United.
maybe it's not that soon then. But you'll have to play them again this season. Put it that way.
Are you stuck on the last team?
Ah, it's the fucking Gunners, isn't it?
It is the Gooners.
Well
Yeah,
done, Siri. Sorry, Baz.
You cheeky git.
1952 Cup final was you beat
52.
Arsenal 1-0.
We should know this sort of thing, but God, man, I'm getting old.
It's just a warm up for the proper. Sort
Oh,
of, like,
that's a warm up
It's just a
question.
warm-up.
Jesus Christ.
Newcastle
Next one about fishing.
bought Malcolm MacDonald in the summer of 1971 for a club record transfer fee. What was the fee? Bought Michael MacDonald in the summer of 1971, and it was a club record transfer fee. But what was the fee? I did say the fee, not le fee, by the way.
Malt was trying to get in.
I reckon it's not like we're talking about like 10 grand or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
I'm thinking
it's not
15.
huge.
Yeah.
I'm
you're
thinking 15,000.
You're
Something
talking in
like
the
that.
summer of 1971. It was a club record fee, so it's not really that long ago. 1971.
Yeah, but 1981
That's
was the
50
first
years
time we
ago,
had
mate.
a £1 million player. Was 1981, wasn't it? Thingy Bobby went to Forest. That was £1 million then. So the fee for Malcolm MacDonald's only going to be in the region of like 55,000 or
Yeah.
something like that, or maybe 100,000. I honestly don't know the fee, but I know it's not going to be astronomical.
So you're going to go with what you're going to go with, Bazza?
I reckon probably 90,000.
What do you say, Scott?
85.
And what do you say, Don?
So 71, bearing in mind, I'm going to go for probably 150 grand.
You're the closest. It was
Yeah.
180,000.
Yeah,
Equivalent to 2,265,000 in 2021.
Still a bargain at today's
There we go.
prices.
massive bargain.
So that's a good little bit of a quiz there, just to sort of like get your taste buds going. But yeah, it's strange when you see like the teams, don't you, in the black and white eras, and like how many were in the FA Cup. Like Blackpool, I think that were featured quite a lot.
Preston North End were back in the day as well. They were a big
Aye.
team, weren't they? Now look at them.
Yeah, well, Preston were a huge club, weren't they?
Yeah, they were massive.
Gary says 180,000 or 150,000 plus goal bonuses. You must have been worth it, though.
Oh, 100%.
No,
He ended up moving to Arsenal, didn't he, after us?
Aye, so
We were good at selling players back then.
aye, the good old days.
No, they weren't good old days. Well, I wouldn't know. I was sort of twinkle in my dad's eye then.
Where we at now? Yeah, so who have you got next then?
Leeds, Wednesday night, St James's
Leeds
Park.
on Wednesday night.
That'll be a tough game.
Yeah, I think it'll be the similar game to Palace, to be fair.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of running in them. They're a team that don't give up. But I just think, again, hopefully our quality outshines. And that's what we're dependent on at the moment. Being a bit dogged and then having that extra bit of quality that other teams don't have.
Well, we're talking about predictions. You know who's just about to join us now, don't you?
I don't know whether you
Tinsel
guys,
Tits. Tinsel
and
Tits is coming in.
most of the Newcastle fans on the that are listening in won't have heard this, but it's worth having a listen to, chaps and chapesses.
Oh no. So Tinsel, I believe you're there. How are you doing? Have you survived New Year? Oh, he has. Oh yeah, he says he just hid away from the oven. He says he just avoided it like the plague. He says he's now raring to go for the rest of this new year, which is really good. So we're
Did he
going to
get
go.
stuffed?
Did he get stuffed? I mean, he's very sensitive to things like that. You know that, Rob, didn't you? Eh?
I do.
You do know that. So, anyhow, we're going to dive into some of these predictions then. Let's go then, Tinsel. Shall we dive in straight away? We'll go to St James's Park, Newcastle against Leeds. What do you reckon's going to happen there, Tinsel? Aye. Really? He reckons sending off for Newcastle and Leeds are going to win 2-0.
So John Linton's getting sent off and we're going to get beat 2-0. Okay. He's the only player who, because he did it against Palace where he got wound up at one point. And I was like, don't you fucking dare. Just calm down.
Yeah.
Because he has a tendency to lose his rag a little bit. But
what is your prediction then, lads? Newcastle. Anyone of you lot want to go first? Newcastle. What do you reckon you'll do?
Go on, Scott. You go first.
I'm going to go 3-1. Big win.
3-1.
3-1, yeah. I think we'll turn it on.
Fair enough.
Don?
I'm going to go massive. I'm going to go 4-0.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Brave.
Very brave. Why not, though?
I think
Why not?
it's starting to come together.
Yeah.
It's generally starting to come together. And as I say, that whole strength in depth, a bit more on the bench, teams looking tired in the second half. No, I think, and they had one hell of a game this weekend as well, didn't they? So
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Just got Malta coming in. I didn't see the thingy there.
CABBIE, man, I've been waiting for like 3 hours. Sound like
Malta.
I changed manager twice since I've been waiting.
Well, you've just arrived just in time as Tinsel's doing his predictions then.
Yeah, you obviously didn't see mine in the chat then.
Oh, dear me. So Tinsel, you might as well go and do the red and whites. Both red and whites, really. Brentford v Sunderland, what you reckon? Short but sweet. He reckons it's going to be a terrible game, and he reckons it's going to be another draw, and he's going to go for 0-0 Brentford Sunderland. 0-0, another point. Do I want another point?
Yeah, we want as many points as we can get.
Malta, you've just come in.
1-1 do, mate.
What do you reckon, Brentford Sunderland? What do you think will do?
Considering I was at Spurs yesterday, and I think the introduction of Ballard completely changed the game. We'll start with Ballard, and when Ballard played last time against Brentford, he had a great game and we won. And I'm going to go 2-1 Sunderland. Yeah, because Brentford, they just won 4-2, didn't they, at the weekend?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
Right.
good result that against Everton, wasn't it?
So their striker, he got a hat-trick.
Oh,
right?
he's very good. Igo, whatever you call him.
Thiago.
Thiago.
Yeah.
Thiago, right? So I reckon he'll score, but that'll be after Mr. Brobby, and I'm fancying Ballard from a corner.
You're confident there, Malta, aren't you?
All right.
What were you going for?
1-2.
Wow.
Brentford 1, Sunderland 2.
Same.
I fancy a win, you know. I'm going to go for 2 now.
Oh, do you guys not do your research on Brentford?
Yeah.
We'll beat them. We've already beat them once this season.
Right. Whoa. Beating them at home is very different to beating.
Yeah. They're hitting Missy. Brentford.
They're an unbelievable team at home. They've got one of the best home records in the Premier League since they've been in it.
They can be good, but they're also very hitty-missy as to whether the team turns up or not.
What were you saying, Malta, to the Spurs fans? Because you were asking if the Spurs fans, some of the prediction, weren't you? Neve was going, easy 2-0 winning. Malta was going back. Are you aware who you're playing? It just went straight in. He just went, do you realise how many Champions League teams Sunderland have not been beaten by?
Oh, I know. What do you call it? I was speaking to some Spurs fans after the game as well.
Oh, bloke.
And they were sick of their life, man. They like at 1-0, they were thinking, that's it. That's our season back on track and that, right? And then Ballard came on, changed the game, and they said, "We were lucky to come away with with a draw," and that's the difference. That's it's the Dan Ballard effect, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one more prediction from Tinsel. We're going to go from Burnley at home to managerless Manchester United. Tinsel? Oh, quite long-winded there. Definitely rustled his feathers. He reckons Burnley are going to win by a single goal, 1-0. Brave decision. I can't say that myself. What do you
Who's
guys?
at home?
Burnley. We'll start with Don. What do you reckon? Burnley against Man United.
1-2. Man U win 2-1.
2-1. Scott?
I think Man United win 2-1. Yeah.
2-1
Burnley's
as well?
not winning, no.
Rob?
I think Man United will get the no manager bounce.
No
And-
manager bounce up. They've got a manager.
No, they haven't.
They are. Fletcher's in charge till the end of the season.
Yeah, but like I said, they haven't got a manager.
So, Alan, Man U don't have managers; they only have coaches.
Yeah, I think Man United will win 2-0.
Malta, what do you reckon?
I reckon 2-0 as well to Man United.
2-0. Bars, what you reckoning?
Well, since we beat them 3-1 and everyone said we were lucky because, we got absolutely hammered in that game, I'm going to go Burnley. You're going to beat Man United 2-1.
Good. 2-1.
Why not? The decline of Man United is going to start at the weekend again.
I'm going to feel sorry for him.
Wednesday, sorry.
Tinsel, thanks for that. Are you doing much tonight? How are you doing for the rest of the week? Getting stuff. He just said he's going to nick on with his bird again. He says that every week. I mean, come on, change the record. Tinsel, okay, enjoy your week, mate. Thanks very much. But thanks for your predictions. He's always welcome on this channel. He is Tinsel. You might actually see a live appearance from him.
So is Tinsel going inbred or is he going for a seagull?
Do you know, I'm being honest, I don't know nothing about this seagull. Was it a Sunderland fan supposed to have?
No, it was a mag. It was a mag.
He's straight in there with mag. It was a mag.
He is a mag. He is a mag. There's pictures of him in a Newcastle top as well. Just because he's from Washy, but he's actually a Dolly originally from Newcastle, and he is a mag.
Yeah, whatever you say.
He sexually accosted a seagull in Brighton.
Malta, might as well ask you. I mean, we'll rewind the show a little bit because obviously we missed you coming in and that. And you were there at the game. Obviously, you did a few live reports for us. What was your take of the game? And did you think the atmosphere was pretty flat from the Spurs fans, like a lot of Sunderland fans?
Well, the thing is, Spurs have got the same issue that Newcastle, Man United, well, not so much Man United, Liverpool, and all these other clubs that just stick with a 30,000 season ticket ceiling. And then you've got 25,000 people who are not regular fans of Spurs. You have got some, like Newcastle have, who are going in the ballot, but they're going in again in the ballot against people running software to resell tickets, right? And you've got the tourists as well, because I saw, they've got massive adverts, Sports Illustrated tickets. You can get tickets for any Spurs game on the Sports Illustrated ticket site, right?
That's not what people go to Sports Illustrated for, though.
What? So what is Sports Illustrated, or maybe something?
Yeah,
it's not quite a porn mag. It's not far short.
Oh, so it's right. Okay, there's the Sun basically, right?
But
bigger and better.
glossy photographs.
So going into the ground, you see a few people at Sunderland getting pictures and that, right? But normally it's just the few lads getting pictures with their mates and that, right? These was lots of tourists, because your regular man in the street isn't walking into the Spurs ground with a Harrods bag and stuff like that, right? Shopping bags. There was loads of tourists there before the game, after the game, loads and loads of tourists there, and And that's what it's like. I think at most London clubs now, there's a lot of tourists there. And like I was speaking to one American tourist, and there was loads of Americans on the tube going to the match. And I said, "Oh, you're all Spurs fans?" They said, "No, we've just come over from America and we're going to watch a game." And the thing is, NFL tickets are very expensive.
Oh, massively.
Right? Now, I've been to a few NFL games, and there's not much change left from £1,000 per game, right? And so they're happy to pay £500. They said, "Oh, this was a cheap game." I said, "What do you mean it was a cheap game?" They said it was £500 for our tickets. And they don't realise that, like, you know, I'm
Like
paying
30, 40, 50
£650 for my whole season ticket, and my away ticket for Spurs was £38. You know, and it was just like, all right then. And so they said, yeah. And I said, "So you're going to any other games?" They said, "Yeah, we're going to a game on Wednesday as well, but they haven't decided which one." I said, "You should come to Brentford Sunderland then." So yeah, a lot of tourists. And then there was obviously there's a lot of YouTubers as well in London going to games who aren't fans of Spurs. And I saw a video on the way back on the train of somebody trying to start a Spurs song. And there was like 3 people joining in with them. And one of them was the guy who was with them, right? And then we scored, and then the atmosphere just went completely flat. And then after we scored, the whole atmosphere was just gone, you know. And it's a shame because I've probably been to White Hart Lane maybe 15, 20 times back in the day. And it was because it was a old style ground. There was a good tight atmosphere, and there were all Spurs fans. There wasn't very much of the tickets beforehand. It was just turn up, pay on the gate, just like it was at Roker Park, just like it was at St. Jimmy's back in the day. But now it's like that atmosphere has gone a bit, and that's, I think, why we've got such a great home atmosphere, because we've got 38,000 season ticket holders, and then the 3,000 tickets which go on sale to Sunderland fans, they're gone in like 15 minutes, you know. And, you know, this whole ballot thing that they do at the Mags, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, my next door neighbour, he's a Geordie, right? And he's got a season ticket, and he's had a season ticket for ages. But he goes into the ballot all the time trying to get his wife or his kid a ticket, and it's very difficult for him to get a ticket. And it's just like, you know, there's no sort of, I mean, obviously there's no loyalty left in football, really, right? You know, I mean, what Liverpool do is the closer you live to the stadium, the actual better chance you've got. So if you live in L1, you've got the best chance. But you need to actually have a registered postcode of L1 to get that, you know, to get the tickets. So the closer you live to Anfield, the higher you are in the ballot for getting tickets, right? I don't think that goes with Spurs, and I don't think that goes with the Mags. I mean, you tell me, lads, how do you get your tickets? Because I know
through the ballot, if I ever get one.
If you ever get
two all season.
I mean, I got 2 in 2 seasons in the ballot.
Oh my God, that's crap. That, like,
it's ridiculous.
I'd be sick of my life.
But you pay, what is it, £38 bars, £40?
Yeah.
And
40 quid a month almost.
And I could only get, I would mind my 2 in the Carabao Cup as well.
So not even a league game.
Not even a league game, which is gutting really, because I mean, I love to go. Do you know what I mean?
So, you know, yesterday,
yeah,
I got offered tickets for the match, the Mag game, 50 quid a time.
Yeah.
Right? And like, just from some guy who I know, and he says, "Oh, Malta, I've got tickets for Newcastle Palace in the Newcastle." And I said, "I don't know any Geordies who go to games." Like, you know, not to that extent that I would like say, "Oh, I know a lad who's solid and who has tickets all the time." And actually, I should have, if I had your numbers, I would have messaged you and told you, because he told us on Saturday. Told us on Saturday night that I've got tickets.
It's something we do need to improve, like Baz, isn't it? Like, getting
First of all, how did he get the tickets though? Because you've got to be very, very careful with transferring them, unless you've got a membership and it's a season ticket.
Yeah.
If that ticket goes red at the gate, and it hasn't been transferred properly, you're not getting in the ground.
So have you got digital like we have as RFID?
Yeah, it's all digital.
Like at Spurs. Oh, so the thing is, if the RFID is done properly, right, then nothing happens. Then everything's fine. It's only it'll only be if the season ticket's been actually blocked, because so at the stadium in the West Stand, there was like a block of 20 seats. It looked like 2 rows of like 10-10. And whenever I went down there, there was always different people sitting in there. And then for the game before the Mags, all of those 20 seats were empty.
Right.
And I was thinking, oh, has the bus not turned up? You know, or has the bus broken down or something, you know, a branch? And then I asked a couple of people. They said, oh, no, it was some dodgy bloke who was selling those tickets on a match-by-match basis.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So, for example, if I won a ticket in the ballot, I couldn't give that ticket to Scott. Because only season ticket holders can transfer a ticket to a member.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where you've got to be careful. Because I did it once where I got a ticket last season for a Fulham game and I give it away for charity. And the person went to use it and it went red, so he couldn't get in. So you had to go to the box office and explain, I've won this in a charity raffle. And then next time I bought my ticket through the ballot, I got blocked. So I had to ring the club and go, what the hell's going on? They went, well, you blocked yourself because you give away a ticket. I was like, I give it away. So I didn't make money off it. You know, it went to a charity and a raffle. It was just like, we can't do things like that. I was just like, yeah, man, the football's gone if you can't do stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know.
Because I mean, Wolves competitions, they give tickets away all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what the interesting thing is, though? The Mags are the worst team for tickets for troops. I can get tickets for a Sunderland game, but I can't get tickets for a Newcastle game.
Really? Yeah.
Newcastle does not do tickets for troops.
Yeah.
Which I find quite shocking when you consider the amount of Geordies that are in the armed forces.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you know, a proper Geordie word, that's shan, that is, like.
Shan.
Because, again, I mean, I've, you know, done a lot of work with lads who served, and, you know, and they've always been able to get to, like, Sunderland games and, you know, Liverpool, Man United and that. So, have they stopped doing it since sort of the takeover? Or
no, for ages, have they done?
It's never been there. I mean, the thing is, with the way Tickets for Troops works, you actually have to be from that area. So, like, I couldn't go to a Sunderland game because straight away they turn around and say, no, you're from Newcastle, you're not getting those tickets. Same as I can't get, you know, down here, I can't go to an Arsenal game or something like that. But if you're an Arsenal lad and you're registered as a supporter, then you can apply for their tickets. And to be honest, it's quite strange, but a lot of the London clubs, the Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, they give quite a few tickets away. But no, Newcastle doesn't give any.
I remember years, I mean, we're talking like when I was in middle school, I bought a Sunderland ticket for £1 at school because they did the school incentive. And I went to a game at Roker Park. And I'll always remember it, not because Sunderland won, they drew 0-0, you were shit. But because we beat Sheffield Wednesday in the last minute. And Andy Cole scored the winner, and I was listening to it on the radio. And when we scored, I went fucking nuts, didn't I?
And then ran away very, very quickly.
I'm actually surprised I got out the ground. I was very lucky because we were in the side where you actually closed, and you only give it to schools.
Oh, so it was the family enclosure.
Yeah, there was a fence. There was a fence blocking the real fans getting into it. So they were all like this, trying to get through the cage. I was like, I'm only 13.
That's no excuse, Baz.
Not like
it was quite funny when Malta was doing his live reporting from the ground, and that he bought like £4. He got these chips just outside the turnstile or whatever, like. And he said, yum, yum, this is lovely. I'm enjoying these chips and all that. And then the next thing I can hear is like, not letting you in there with these, mate. Not letting you in there with these. And Malta's gone, what do you mean you're not letting me? I've got diabetes. I need to eat these chips in here. I thought there was going to be a riot because Malta wasn't allowed in the ground with his chips. And we were saying, it'll be because they want you to spend £9.50 on the chips inside the ground. That's what it is.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Oh, it was
quite funny. if you're sending Malta to the ground, he needs to be doing a pie assessment.
Yeah.
Well,
At every
actually,
ground.
I mean, I'll tell you, lads, I'm a vegetarian, and I was just telling our kid just before that the pucker no chicken and mushroom pie I had at the stadium was lush, was absolutely lush. Because I do like a good vegetarian pie, and I've got to say that proper pies are mint, and they change the vegetarian pie like every month.
And there's also a couple of comedy moments in the actual match itself. I don't know if you, Don Scott and Baz, you've seen it. Like, but first of all, Granite Xhaka
and he slipped.
Yeah, went to take a corner right in front of the Spurs fans, and of course for rivalry. But it's quite a weird setup. It's like a bank. You go up a bank before you get to the corner flag. So Granite, he puts the ball.
Yeah. So, you know, this is what I was noticing, right?
How weird
Where I
is
was
that?
sitting, the bottom part of the what do you call it? The bottom foot maybe of the advertising holdings, the digital advertising holdings, is cut off. Because I was looking, I was thinking, hey, there's something wrong with that. Is it maybe there's something wrong with the screen? And then I was like, no, it's bloody raised. Like we're at the stadium, we've sunk our stadium and the pitch down, right? They've actually raised the pitch, and it's
they had drainage problems.
Oh, right, okay.
And the easiest way to solve it, this was after they'd had all the underground heating put in. They realised it wasn't draining well, so they just piled some soil up, and effectively it's raised the pitch by about a foot.
Right.
So, so they've got, you know, the sort of, for want of a better description, the edge of the field, not the edge, not the white line.
Not the edge of the pitch, but the edge of the grass.
Yeah, the edge of the grass is only about a metre or metre and a half wide. And then you've got a foot drop where it's the bank is a slopey bank. Yeah, it's really weird. And that's why Xhaka slipped over. He stepped back and there was nothing behind him to stand on.
And then there was that comedy foul throw from Spurs.
Oh, you know, they were doing foul throws all game, by the way.
Have you not noticed that recently, though? Like every single Premier League team are doing foul throws.
No,
no one's calling them up on them.
We don't do foul throws because we just do a massive long Mugheli throw. But
but technically, a lot of those are actually foul throws because his back foot comes off the floor.
No one's pulling anyone up on them.
What was the Spurs player, though?
The Spurs one was just comical.
What did he throw it? Did it slip out of his hands and hit his
No,
head?
what he'd been doing, right? He'd been doing these shitty foul throws, and he tried to do his shitty foul throw again, but it just slipped out of his hands. Then he looked at the referee, and this was after him taking absolutely ages as well. It's like, you know, he was counting all the panels, and he was checking the pressure, and then he had to like kiss it to say, oh, is it a lass? Is it Enzo Lefebvre's ball from the Ballard header? No, you had to smell it to make sure it was the right kind of leather. And then he's like, oh, honestly, it was really knocking, as you can probably tell. And then he took the shitty throw in, and it like whatever foul throw technique he's developed with his set police coach screwed up, and it just like slipped out of his hands. Right? Then he looked at the referee as if the referee was going to say, "Oh, I retake it," and the referee was like, "No, you're not getting another one of them, son. You're not going to get another one of them." Thrown to Sunderland. But yeah, it was like, because like all the Sunderland fans were shouting, "Ref, man, Lino, that's a bloody foul throw." And
there was a game last weekend. I don't know if it was Palace or not, but every time he took the throw in, he was over the line.
Yeah,
I was like, how are they not calling that?
Yeah,
you noticed that with keepers as well, though.
The Linos, they don't call them out, man, unless you know, it's like the Liverpool fans or the Man United fans, and they're also refereeing a Man United game or a Liverpool game, and then they're like, oh no, you can't have that. You're the opposition. You know, I want Liverpool to win.
Well, the decisions are really, really dodgy. I mean, did you see Liverpool's goal? Liverpool's goal. One of them, he was like his foot was clearly.
He was 5 cent. He was under 5 centimeters in front, apparently. So because basically, I don't know if you know this or not, right? But when the semi-automated offside was coming into play, which I loved, by the way, in the Champions League, the Premier League didn't want to pay the astronomical amount of money it would be to get the Adidas ball, because Adidas own the technology of the chip that's inside the ball. And the company we're using doesn't have a chip inside the ball.
All right.
So the reason why they've got the 5 centimeter rule is because there's no chip in the ball. So they're not 100% accurate when the ball's actually being played. So that's the reason why they give the 5 centimeter. It's a bit like I use this terminology a lot, and it loses a lot of people, but sometimes. But in cricket, with the DRS, more than 50% of the ball has to be hitting the stumps or pitching in line for the decision to then go further on. So that's because they have the degree of potential mystery is what they call it. But if the Premier League actually just went, because is it Puma we use for the balls in the Premier League?
Puma.
Yeah, so Puma have got the sponsorship of the balls. When that runs out, they need to get Adidas. So they get this chip, they get the right technology, and it all works.
The easiest way to explain it is actually speeding in your car. The reason why you get tolerance to speeding in your car is because as your tyres wear, your speedo doesn't reflect the same as if you've got full tread on your tyres. So they have to give you a small tolerance.
I don't know.
It's exactly the same.
I don't know if you can see the picture I've put up there. My mate who's a taxi driver.
Yeah,
Carlisle.
He's offside.
Could it be possibly that Fulham player's shoulders could be keeping him on? And if you look at the angle at there, we're not actually seeing it straight, are we?
Yeah, no. I think that's what it was when I was watching the game on the highlights of the game earlier. That one, it said his shoulder was okay, but you look at Wirtz's foot, and he's literally,
it was foot to foot, wasn't it?
He's a foot offside. Either that or the lines.
The camera angle's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, but the lines on the pitch are also possibly not
in line with the cameras potentially. They might be straight going across, but they might not be where the camera straight is. And that's something I tried to explain on Twitter, and it falls on deaf ears.
So you're not necessarily you can't really go by the lines the way the grass is cut as a guide.
You can use it as a rough guide. You can't use it as the guide. Yeah. That's the thing. That's where people get the thing wrong. They look at the lines on the pitch that's been cut and went, well, the groundsman must have aerodynamically, masterly, precision maths to make sure it was definitely the lines that VAR are going to use as well. And that's why we can use them. But
do you not do that with your lawn, Buzz?
I don't cut my grass, mate.
Did you not look at the Wisser offside and the Wirtz offside and gone, how are they any different?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, man. People in Newcastle have just got sofas in the garden and that, not lawns. I
mean, this is why I really hope they bring in the new rule that there has to be pure daylight between defender and attacker. Because at the end of the day, right, Wisser didn't score for a point, and he never used any part of his body that was offside to actually set up the goal.
Yeah.
And that's what I hate about the rule. It's, your shoulder's offside, right, where he scored with his head and his head was onside.
Do you think you'd see a more open game, more exciting game if if you were offside, unless the whole of your body's got to be over the line?
Yeah, well, you would have beat, Leeds would have beat Liverpool because they kept Dominic Calvert-Lewin goal. Look how tight that was as well. Yeah. Because there'd be no daylight in that goal, and it would be given. There'll be more goals scored.
That is, you would not have the whole stoppage time. Because quite literally, if there's a gap between them, you can see it. It's clear and obvious. Yeah, exactly. It would take like 5-10 seconds to check whether it's offside or not, as opposed to, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes onwards.
But even a linesman would be able to spot the air gap.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't he? So
you would think so, wouldn't
you could get rid of VAR for offsides.
Well,
I love the idea, and I think it'll make defenders defend.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Rather than... this whole Arsenal offside.
Yeah.
I really want to see the rule come in and change, because I just think, especially when it's, you're talking like centimeters, there's no advantage gained when your foot is 2 centimeters in front of the defender's foot. That's not an advantage. That's just pure unlucky, isn't it? I mean, I could have a size 12 and the defender could have a size 6. That's not fair.
And the other side is it doesn't take into account relative motion either, because you
No.
could be going in the other direction and you're still offside.
Yeah.
But then again, you can't always stand. You can't always run from a standing start either. You know, you've got to go there as well. I challenge anybody to make them runs from a standing start as well. You've got to move your body. You know, it's natural.
Yeah.
You know.
And we want to see more goals. We want to see attackers getting the benefit of the doubt. Well, I mean, you've been wanting that all season, to be fair.
It's true, like.
I just think it'll be a bit more of a physical game, and defending will become more of an art of being the right side of the striker, you know, the goal side of the striker, rather than trying to play them offside all the time. You're going to have more of a battle.
Yeah.
I think the only negative of it is we'd start seeing the old Luton Town long ball days, won't we? If that happens.
You would.
Yeah,
you would.
Maybe.
Mind you,
we're seeing that now with throw-ins and everything anyway, aren't we? I mean, some people are throwing it from the halfway line.
Yeah.
I mean, Palace yesterday were relying on long throw-ins into our box to cause havoc. Arsenal rely on it all the time.
Unless you're Liverpool or Man City, because even if you get a throw-in in the corner flag, by the time they've ran halfway up the pitch and the referee has not said, that went out at the corner flag.
Yeah.
I watched that in the Man U game. I think
honestly,
at one point he must have got 20 yards from where the ball went out to play.
Yeah.
What is the point of hemming them into the corner if the referees and linesmen are going to let them walk all the way up the pitch?
Do you think the rule of if the keeper holds onto the ball too long, it's then a corner? Do you think that's helping a little bit of time wasting? I mean, you don't often see that many now, do you? I mean, how many corners have been awarded because the keeper's held the ball too long?
One. That's it all season.
Yeah.
And who's actually timing it to actually check to make sure the referees are implementing it? Because we're not watching every single game in the Premier League. So we don't know whether this is actually being enforced. Because this happened a long time ago with the back pass rule, didn't it? They enforced the rule loads of times and then suddenly it became a very relaxed rule, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's what potentially could happen with this holding on to the ball too long. I mean, I like to think it would quicken things up. I mean, yesterday, especially Nick Pope's distribution from his hands was very good and very quick. Still can't kick the ball for shit, but you can roll it out nicely. But yeah, I just don't know if it's being enforced properly. You would have to have someone who's actually monitoring that, telling us goalkeepers are much quicker distributing the ball now, or there's still potentially an error somewhere. I honestly don't know.
It's interesting you say that, actually, because I can't remember which game it was, but a keeper got booked for time wasting. And it was about a week ago in one of the games. He got booked for time wasting, but they didn't give a corner.
Was that not from a free kick?
Surely
though?
No. It was
like the goalkeeper was taking too long to take a free kick or too long to take a goal kick, because it's only if the ball's in your hands.
He'd basically it'd been kicked towards him.
Yeah.
He'd let it sit on the ground for a while. Then he picked it up, but then he held on to it for ages.
Oh, it should be a corner then, yeah.
He was cornered for it, but
it was 25 seconds.
Because only 10 seconds are allowed, isn't it? So yeah,
it was 8.
Was it 8? Sorry, 8.
It's 8 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know about that corner rule, like.
Yeah, it came
got booked for it.
Yeah, well, there you go. If you've got booked for time wasting, it's in your hand. It should be given a corner. So there you go.
Well, I mean, yesterday the Spurs goalkeeper, they were wasting time from when the second half, started. They were wasting time. They were taking ages with goal kicks and throw-ins, and then kept going down. And I mean, that one who faked his head injury, and then he got subbed off, right?
Was that the one quite late on, Malta?
Quite late on, right?
Yeah.
He didn't get hit. I don't know if you've seen the replay, right? And then he goes down holding his head, and he's trying to take ages and ages because he's on the opposite side of the pitch of where the physios and that are. So they've got to come over, and they're not running over. Like, there's something wrong with him. He's got a head injury. He stays down. We were on the attack. He stays down, and then he pretends that he's got a head injury.
So that happened to us loads of times at Old Trafford as well, didn't it? Drogu, he went down about 5 times with potential head injuries. But do you know what it is, though? I never complain about this. And the reason being is, if we're in the same situation, we would also do it back to them. So, and that happens. Yeah. Every team does it to every single team. So to have you complain about it, you shouldn't.
No, because we know it is. that's something that we don't do. That's something that Granite Xhaka just would not stand for. No, we don't. No.
Come on, there's loads of time wasting in every game. Your goalkeeper
No.
will do it. Your defenders will do it.
The
You'll run
problem
the
is with
ball.
the head
You'd
injuries
run the
one.
ball into
No,
a corner and you'd hold on to it
No,
for
that's
5 minutes
different.
if you could.
It's only the head injury one. It's
Yeah,
only
the head
that
injuries,
fake head injury one. That's the one, because the boy who cries wolf. That's all I'm going to say.
The problem is you cannot do nothing else.
No, you can't.
No, you've got to be careful.
What would end up happening is, if a player got a head injury and say they went, right, you've got to go off for 2 minutes, they'd just get straight back up whether they were hurt or not to stay on the
That's
pitch.
the other rule I
you'd
hate
end up
as
with
well.
this really, you know.
Yeah.
The other rule I hate is when a player gets injured and the physio comes on, the player who's injured him gets to stay on the pitch, but the player who's injured has to go off for, what is it? Is it 30 seconds to a
30
minute?
seconds.
Yeah. Why? You're punishing the team that's just won the free kick and got the play, and the player who's injured has to go off, and the player who injured him is staying on the pitch, and you're playing against 11 men. It's like, what the hell?
Stupid, isn't it?
It's that thing though. They've brought that in to try and stop
time wasting
by players just basically faking it. But some of the dives I watched in both games yesterday, I was like, how come the referees are not enforcing that card for diving for simulation? They need to, if they started booking players more, then we'd stop seeing this. But at the moment, players are doing things with impunity, and they just can't keep having it going because some of the games are getting so bitty.
Is a red card too harsh for simulating a penalty then? Would you say? Would you say it should be a yellow, not a red, if someone blatantly dives to try and get a penalty?
But you've just reminded me of one of the funniest dives I've ever seen. It was in the Arsenal game. Was it Arsenal and Bournemouth? Yeah, Arsenal, and the striker Everson, whatever he's called, he ran. Evan Nielsen. Yeah. He was running towards the Arsenal player inside their box, and he actually ducked and put his head into the Arsenal player's elbow and then started screaming he had an injury and he wanted a penalty. I was just like, that is fucking brilliant. Oh, that's worse than when they put the leg out and the dive over it. Oh, man.
What was the one Stephen Taylor looked like he got shot?
That was when you give your handball inside the box.
Yes,
that's the one.
It was against Villa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we got down to 10 men, and he hit his arm, and he went down in stages, didn't he? Saying that he hit his chest. I'm injured.
That one. That was brilliant. That good thinking.
It was funny though when you look at it.
Yeah. But that Bournemouth one was just the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, because you could see him doing it, and then he even had the cheek to try and complain to win a penalty. I was just like, oh my god!
Do you not think it would be better if the reviewed games afterwards, the
and then give the punishment
review game, and then actually went suspensions afterwards?
Yeah,
so match
I
bans.
agree. Yeah,
that would stop it.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you ever also wondered as well? The interview both managers full time. Sometimes and the players and that, sometimes the coaches. Why don't they interview the referee? Do you think that would be good, or do you think that would really ruffle Tinsel's feathers?
I don't think I'd want to see a referee being interviewed after a game, especially after a loss.
Would you want to submit yourself to that if you were a ref?
Exactly,
having every single decision questioned.
You know, so was that a penalty? No. Well, I've looked at the monitor now, and that definitely should have been a penalty for Newcastle, and I missed that one. It was in the 94th minute, which to win the title. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the reason why they won't go on.
Probably.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. They've got to submit a report to the PGM anyway, don't they? They've write a whole match report, all the incidents, all the yellow cards they gave, all the red cards and stuff like that. So
Saturday, they've got the referee given the VAR, haven't they? What do you call him? He's got his own desk.
Dermot Gallagher.
Yeah.
But referees should be held more accountable for the mistakes, though. I don't think they are.
No. Yeah.
At all. They get dropped for games, or they get dropped down to the championship. They should be getting fined.
I think anything you do that makes the referee's job more difficult or more stressful is not a good thing for the game. They put up with enough crap on the pitch and enough crap from the fans and enough crap from the media without making it any worse.
Yeah, I don't think
you've got a bloke effectively who's standing on the pitch with 70,000 people who know his job better than he does, except they've all got blinkers on for the team that's where they're playing for.
So do you reckon VAR's made their job easier then?
I think it's made it harder.
You reckon it's made it harder?
Yeah, in a way, because you say it makes it easier because they're relying on VAR. I think it makes it harder for them now because they're not using their instincts anymore.
Yeah,
they're allowing VAR to make the decisions for them. Referees were better before VAR came into play.
They did get things wrong.
They did get things wrong, but they didn't get as much wrong. Though.
You know, if it was wrong, it was wrong. Simple as that. Now what you can do about it.
Yeah.
Carry on, play the game. Didn't spend 5 minutes waiting for some idiot to look at a recording and go, "Oh, I'm not sure." Stick with the on-field decision.
Yeah, I think now when they make a decision, it's they're scared to make a decision because VAR will overrule them and it makes them look stupid. That's the way I see at it sometimes.
Yeah.
The way I would disagree with that is how many times does VAR come into effect in the game? And how many times does it actually overrule the referee over a season?
It's a good question. Statistician for that.
I know what you're saying, Don, but I mean, there was 2 incidents in the Liverpool game where it went to VAR and the referee's on-field decision was deemed incorrect. And that was in a 4-goal game, and 2 of them were 2 of the goals were referee ruled them out for whatever reason.
And it was 2 penalties.
Yeah, and were
was it 2 penalties or 2 offsides?
No, Verters was one of them. It was ruled as offside by the ref.
Yeah, the linesman, both of them said.
And VAR said, "Nah, sorry, it wasn't. It was fine. Change your decision."
Yeah. But this is the whole clear and obvious thing, isn't it? On the offside one, it's a yes or no. But when it's a referee's decision, it's a clear and obvious error. But how often are we seeing a clear and obvious error from a referee?
This is it. We're not, and this is where VAR is shocking because it was brought in for clear and obvious errors, wasn't it? And it's not.
Exactly.
It's micromanaging the referee in the whole 90 minutes.
You do see them, but the fact that the Premier League, is it PGMOL officials then do a monthly review on the decisions that have been made, and they come down and say, "No, the referee was wrong. That should not, or VAR was wrong. It should have been the referee's decision on that one." Well, I'm sorry, but that game was 3 weeks ago and it cost us 2 points, or it cost us 3 points, or it cost, whoever.
Or it cost us the title.
Yeah.
The typical example on that one relegation is Anthony Gordon penalty. Referee didn't give it.
One.
Sorry. Yeah, referee didn't give it. VAR didn't give it. And then they turned around when the PGMOL looked at it and said
should have been a penalty.
It should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
But it was 3-2 on. Should have gone to VAR because it wasn't clear and obvious enough for them to intervene.
Yeah.
But what we see with a lot of the VAR ones is it's 3 or 4 minutes of VAR checking every single angle. Well, if you're checking every single angle and it's 3 and 4, it's not bloody obvious. If VAR can't make a decision in 15 seconds, it's not clear and obvious.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where they've got to stop it.
Yeah. Too much micromanaging.
You should put a time limit on VAR.
Yeah.
Say, right, you've got 15 seconds to review the decision. If you can't say clear and obvious that the referee has got it wrong in those 15 seconds, carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And that's what we thought it was going to be like, because the trial it in the World Cup and it was brilliant. The referees used it really well. The VAR people in the background used it very well. As soon as the Premier League got it, they didn't speak to other sports like rugby, cricket, or even going to Australia or wherever. I think it was Australia in the World Cup. They didn't talk to them about how they implemented the system and how they used it. They just thought, well, we designed this game. We're England, Football's ours. We know what we're doing.
Gary's just
been disgraceful.
Gary's just done a good point. Gary, 1966, says it's a closed shop. The PGMOL, VR, and refs need suspending for making serious errors without pay. If a club suffers financial loss due to an error, then surely someone needs to compensate.
Unfortunately, it's in the rules that a football club cannot sue the Premier League or the officials. PGMOL.
Yeah.
It's actually written into their contract when they're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You'd never get a referee if you did that.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like liability, isn't it? There's no liability put onto the referees. we try and hold them liable as football fans and say how much time, you know, you've heard all the chants in the stadiums, but referees not going to.
You look at it. You look at the referees, and in most games they get, you know, I'll put it in, Rob, I'm going to abuse you here, mate. If I put it in the lines of other people's work, Rob the Met man there, what is it? 40% of the time you only need to be right.
No, I was right more often.
No,
than
not
I was
what you
wrong,
were.
though.
What you were allowed to be.
Yes. Yeah.
So
never believe the
60%
weatherman.
of the time you can be completely wrong. Can you imagine if we had a ref who went up there and 60% of his decisions were wrong?
It's true.
Yeah,
very true. I mean,
it's the fans blinkers.
Yeah, the only other thing I can think of to improve the refereeing standard, and I know this might not go down very well, but maybe we've got to pay them more.
Or pay them more, or possibly even have 2 referees on the field.
I don't agree with that, because then you'll have them arguing with each other.
Yeah, well, but that would be entertainment, wouldn't it?
Would be entertainment. It'll turn into WWE in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe a referee each half, so they can keep up with play.
Former players won't be
each
referees.
half the field,
rather
than.
I do get it, but former players won't be referees because they earn too much money. They don't need to referee. They don't need the stress.
Do you think one of the problems we've got is the lack of honesty and integrity amongst footballers in the way they play the game?
Because
if you look at rugby, you know, we never have this. You never say, "Oh, the referee in the rugby match was terrible."
Yeah,
you know, and the TMO only ever comes in at the referee's request, where he asks the TMO to look at something, or if the TMO says something that is clearly going to send a sending off sort of thing, then he'll intervene. But that's because the rugby players treat the referee with absolute
respect. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've always said this. I've always said footballers should be. Again, this is the one where you can look at Don that you mentioned. Sorry, after the game's finished, how many times did a player swear at a referee? How many times did they go over and be continuous against them? Then say, right, you're banned for 3 matches for abusing the referee, and then people will stop doing it. But they just don't have the balls to do it, do they?
Haven't they just brought a rule in saying only the captain can talk to the referee?
Captain. Yeah, but how often have you seen that?
I watched that game this weekend where he was surrounded again. So they're clearly, you're right, Baz, they're just not enforcing the rules.
No.
Yeah.
No. We're scared to. I don't know what it is, but I completely agree. Referees need to be treated better. But again, I think they also need to be either trained better. I don't know what the training's like, but what age do you hit to become a Premier League referee? Because they all seem to be 40 upwards, don't they?
Well, it's because they've got to do their time in the lower leagues. You know, they've got to do your non-league stuff.
I bet you there's
and
a
get
lot
promoted
of those
to the league roster, then promoted to the Premier League roster.
Or they're not promoting them fast enough, though, maybe. Potentially, because you want the Premier League so different speed to the Championship. So when you referee a Championship game, you're going to referee it differently to a Premier League game.
Because in the Championship, you've got no VAR, so you've got no VAR, yeah. And what happened was when we had some Premier League referees refereeing some of our games last season, and they were like, "Oh yeah," they were making decisions because they were saying, "Oh yeah, we'll just wait for VAR to say, oh, this, that, and the other," and that was the issue. And so it's like you're right that sometimes referees are like now sort of a bit too dependent on VAR. I mean, there are still some good referees out there, but I think if they had like a proper pathway, right, for referees, with them, and get them to do like a PhD or something, go to, university, do it something really formally. Like, I mean, Regis Lebris, he is a PhD in football philosophy, right? Surely the PGMOL, the FIFA, UEFA, it's something that they could really set up, and get the referees trained. It'll help them with the World Cup. It will, and then there'll be the demand that, oh yeah, you know what it is. And that'll be something, because I don't think anybody's, as a kid, has grown up and thought, I want to be a referee. No, it's I want to be a Sunderland player, or I want to play for England. And then, right, okay, I didn't make it. Oh, I suppose I could become a ref.
What would train them in here, though? Because you train people to know a set of rules, regulations, policies. you can't train someone to make a snap decision of exactly what they've just seen and processed and understand how that relates to the rules, because they've already got it. I mean, I watched the Newcastle game the other day, and I must have shouted at least 4 times, "That was never a foul," or "That was a bloody foul." Then they roll it back, and they're like, "Oh, actually, no, I completely missed that," or "Actually, yeah, that really was a foul." The ref got it right. I thought he was wrong, but he got it right. You know, I don't think you can train people to get the decision right 100% of the time.
It's not
You
100% of the
can't,
time. It's to so the actually truly understand the way the game works, how it should be. You know, they get the opportunity to study and referee at every level, right? You know, they're still on a Saturday, they're out there, you know, starting up at Hackney Marshes or the Blinken, the over 35 leagues or whatever, right? But then they actually learn all about VAR as well, because
But they do.
it's also no, they do, but they're just doing this as like a side job. They're not like, you know, if you had, and it would take 5, 7, 10 years to get a better.
Oh, right. You mean
referee?
to professionalize refereeing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
From day one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
Jesus.
think that's something.
But
It's something
that'd be
that needs.
horrendously expensive.
Yeah,
The
but
Premier League and FIFA have got the money coming out of their ears.
yeah,
If you think about the number of football games that take place just in, you know, the UK, just in England,
Uh-huh.
from grassroots level up on
No,
a
not-
weekend,
not- yeah,
you would
no.
need so many
It's not.
referees.
But it's not at grassroots level. It's at professional level from
So if from League 2, you're talking.
from League Two. Yeah, from League
Yeah.
Two up to Premier League. So once you complete your degree, right, and you pass out and you get your PhD or whatever it is that they're calling it, right, and then you're qualified at that point to League Two level.
It's not a bad shout.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd effectively need, 200 referees to give you some spare?
yeah, you would.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
if you think about this though, Don, and I mean, it's something that what you said about the process for training a referee not be too dissimilar to the training you did for the job you used to do in the Air Force. You didn't just jump into a plane and
I wouldn't want
fly
them
it.
dropping bombs, though.
Yeah, I know you weren't dropping. I know you weren't dropping bombs, mate. But
dropping truth bombs, boom.
But you know, you're an ex-pilot, and you used to fly warplanes, and you followed a rule book.
Yeah.
Your procedures, your flying procedures.
Simulator, though,
followed-
how long were you in the simulator before you got into the cockpit?
Oh, well, yeah. Actually, when you first start, you've only been flying for about 4 hours before you go for your first solo. So,
Yeah.
it's not.
that is-
But once you get into bigger aircraft, yeah, you spend more time in the sim. Actually,
Yeah.
that's a really good idea. That so if you use simulation VR to train referees,
Yeah.
So one of the things that I would like to see, and I don't know if you guys agree, I'm going back to cricket, and I'm sorry, but I love it, and it's a sport that I'm passionate about. The umpires have to get 96% of LBW decisions correctly. And how they train their umpires is they will stand behind a stump with the bowling machine behind them and a batsman in front of them, and they would literally just be all day training to watch how to give an LBW decision. Now, what I would like to see from PGMLO, and I don't know if you guys would like to see this, but how a referee is trained behind the scenes. I think it's time that they opened up and be honest about how a referee's trained, how a VAR guy's trained. Do a documentary on it, just something to show the fans.
The fans
how
don't know
things
enough
have
behind
been
the
run.
scenes, do they? That's the thing.
Exactly. We don't know what the training's like. We don't know what standards they've been set to. We don't know how they review games. So, for example, for me, I would like to see a referee watching hours and hours of football, saying what was right and what was wrong about the referee's position, where he would like to have been instead, what he thought of the decision. But there's nothing more. The most important thing that they get is training on a football pitch, because a referee has to learn to get into the right positions where the ball is to be able to see a tackle. Like, we'll go back to the Palace Newcastle game. Gordon put in a brilliant challenge and got a yellow card. And that's because
It
of the
was
position of the referee.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So I'd be interested to know what professional development. So that we have what's called continuous professional development, which most people have in their organisations. So once you've got to the top, you still have to you're still checked and tested all the way through.
Yeah.
So you don't rest on your laurels, and so that you keep up to date with changes. So yeah, that'd be. But what I'd love to, so they were making up refs. That was the whole thing. They were making up refs this season. But I have not heard the make from the referee. I'd love to hear that referee.
It's only so they can announce it.
It's only the announcements after VAR.
But I'd like to have that referee's make on all the time.
Yeah, the VAR people can hear the referee's comments
all the time. Yeah, they're always talking to each other.
I'd like to hear what the players are saying to the ref.
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be interesting.
Because I think a lot. It comes down to that word we're talking about the other day, Baz, the shithousery.
Yeah,
I'd like to see, because I saw some really good ones the other day. I think it was the Liverpool game where the referee basically waved him away and basically said, it didn't say he dived, but basically said, you made way more of that than what that actually was.
Yeah.
So that's why you didn't get the free kick. And I'd like to see that, and I'd also like to see reversals, like you get in rugby, where if players behave badly after they've been given a foul, the foul's reversed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what gets me as well is the fact, like, sometimes we get to see the graphics, what they're looking at with the lines being drawn, and then sometimes it'll just be virtually the same serious sort of decision what they're looking at, and then we don't get to see the graphics. We just see the referee holding his hand up to his earpiece, and we just get told, like, verbally, like, it's check is over.
So isn't it something to do with Sky not having the same graphics as what VAR actually look at?
I don't know.
Yeah, it probably is.
I'm sure that's what it is.
They get it don't they?
Well,
what you say on the TV is
in other countries, they've actually got better. Yeah, other broadcasters have actually got it because beIN have actually got, like, if you're in Dubai and you're watching a game on beIN Sports, and straight away they bring it up, and so they've got it. Sky haven't got it. I don't know why Sky haven't got it.
Probably costs too much money.
Probably costs too much again. And the other thing I like to see is the VAR guys mic'd up. Why can't we hear what they say?
Yeah,
like you do in rugby. You hear the discussion between the TMO and the ref. There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
I tell you what is bugging me from TV coverage, though. This is really starting to hack me off. The amount of time TV cameras are pointed at the Sutton crowd.
Yeah.
And at the bench when the ball's in play.
Yeah, and the crowd's going up, and you're like, "Get back to the action, man! What's going on?"
It happens loads.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got some sort of deal where they're not allowed to show it all.
I only paid for 90%.
I love it. Oh man.
Well, I'm going to end the show. Do you know what? It's been a quality show tonight. Like, I've enjoyed every minute of it, and now we're in 50 minutes as well. I've actually got to iron some school shirts for my kids in the morning, getting ready. Have you enjoyed it, lads, for the first Mackems and Geordies?
We certainly have.
And you're definitely up for us being on the away patch next week, Rob? You're coming and Volta joining us.
Yes, absolutely.
So Dan will be hosting because I unfortunately have a night shift on the Monday. So I know I'm gutted, but it's my own fault. It's overtime.
Oh, yeah, because I thought you were finishing the nights, Baz, no?
Well, there's loads of overtime available at the moment, so I'm hammering it as much as I can.
Yeah, makes sense.
It
makes sense.
You've got to do it. Try and get ahead for the year.
So
Dan will host it. It'll still be good. I'll make sure he's got a structure and he's got a few things in that.
Dan, superfan.
Yeah, superfan Dan. Yeah, he was picking his daughter up tonight. She's been on like 3 flights to try and get back home. So that's why he couldn't make it. But yeah, as soon as we're finished, I've got something to talk to you about, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I'll end the stream there. Everybody in the chat, Gary Kingfisher, everyone who I can't see as well. Thanks for sticking with us. So like I say, if you've missed it, you can always watch it back. I am going to see if I can find a way as well. Malta keeps telling us to do this and upload this to audio to a podcast website somewhere. So I've got a sneeze, excuse me.
Oh no, you're not.
Yes, you are.
Pantomime season's over, mate.
And there's no you can do about it. It's like you're on hold at a bank, you've spent 2 hours and they'll say, hello, the Barclays, can I help you? And you go, and then it cuts you off.
He is one for Don. When's he back at school, mate? Or she already gone back?
Took her back at 4 o'clock this afternoon, mate.
Ah, right, okay. I was going to say, well, we'll do a catch up, because he hasn't seen Bounty yet, has she?
Yes, I showed him the video of him the other day.
Ah, right. Well,
as soon as I said I was talking to you, she went, "Oh, what's happening with Bounty?" I went, "Bounty's not the same tiny dog you remember."
Brilliant.
All right, and Baz, want to say see you later to the viewers and listeners?
Thanks for watching, guys. Come and join us next Monday. It's going to be alternative every week, and we're just going to have some banter. And I'm going to have to think of some really horrible, nasty questions.
Oh,
just remember, we're doing the one the week after as well, though, Baz.
Yeah, well, I know. You started the line. I've got to keep pushing it now.
I'll go back to my youth, Baz. That's like, when is it, Malta? 1930s?
Oh, aye. Oh, yeah. Well, that's right. We'll do.
That when they were using leather balls.
Yeah, they were using leather balls.
Yeah, something like that, mate.
Don, do you want to say see you later, mate? Thanks for tuning.
Catch you there, guys. Thanks for joining us.
All right, and Scott as well. Thanks for popping in.
All time, anytime, mate.
Rob, once again, you and Bounty, thank you.
Yep. Cheers, everybody.
And Malta, any Spurs chips?
Oh, aye. Tell you what, I'll be going back. I've bloody found chips with peri sauce. They're not from Nando's. Laughing.
Do you want to do a little quick plug of the Mackem shop as well while you're here?
Oh, yeah, Mackem shop. We've got a lot of changes coming up soon, and we'll have some more new stock dropping as well, and some products going on sale as well for the new year. We'll have a new code as well coming live this week, and the code will be CABBIE for free delivery and 10% off.
Nice one, well done, Walter. And don't forget about the Get Carried Away clothing as well, of memory of the late Big Davey, which Kev runs, which I'll have to get in touch with Kev. I tried ringing him a few hours ago, and I'll message to see how he's doing. He could be working. I don't know, but I'll have a catch up. Yeah. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll be on the away patch on the away turf next week. So we'll catch